What's up, YouTube? It's Cadillac coming at you. In front of me, I have my 2023 Tahoe RST. I got the license plate covered up because I'm gonna be in front a lot. The point of this video, took a family trip to Florida, came back, and I noticed something. That front camera is cracked. So the point of this video today, I'm going to show you how to replace that. Should be pretty simple from what I've seen. Just a few clips, disconnect, and it should be good to go. Again, show you that this is a Tahoe RST. Gonna get on the inside and show you how that camera looks when it's cracked. And one thing I noticed, sometimes it's okay, of course, because you're not fully using it all the time, but say that lens is cracked and it rains, water gets in those cracks, it makes it blurry, hard to see. So go ahead and show you this preview. Now you can see right here in the corner, that's where it's cracked. You see right here in the corner, that's where it's cracked. And again, it don't affect it that much, but like I said, once it rains, then that's when you can really see everything real good. It gets real blurry because that water gets in the crack. So what I'm gonna do, go ahead and get that replaced, pop the hood. We're gonna start working on this and get this done. First thing first, make sure you gather all your materials, and I'll show you everything that I purchased. So from what it looks like, we just need to release all these all the way around. Take this and we should be able to lift up on that, and that camera is on the inside in there. So that being said, let me show you everything that I've got to go with this. So to start off, of course, get your camera. Got this online, I'll post the links in the description. Brand new camera, and from what it looks like, there's just a cord that slides in the back, which makes it seem pretty easy. You don't necessarily need this, but I think it makes the job easier. It's the pry tool, and you'll see what I use these for in a little bit. It gets under those little clips and just pops them up. So it's a 5-piece set. I'm gonna be using this piece only. I got a Phillips screwdriver and a set, because I think we're gonna need like a T15 or a T20. Drop that in, get it unscrewed. So put that to the side and we'll start breaking this down. So I'll try to make this as fast as possible. Get my camera set up and then just go to work. If I'm silent, it's because I'm focusing, but we'll get it all done. So first thing first, we're gonna take this. You can use this as a double piece. As you can see, these have grooves, so you can just put this in or use your finger just to pop that up. It makes it easier. So we'll take that flathead screwdriver, pop that up. It makes it easier. Come around, there's a groove. Just go ahead and pop them up all the way across. And you can use the edge of this to pop it up as well. Because once you pop it up, you just slide in. Slides in, then it slides under and pops them out. So like I said, show you this, you just, well, that's kind of hard because of that angle, but right here in the back, you just pop it under. Well, that one's still locked, hold on. Pop it up, pop it under, it pops it out. Pop it under, it pops it out. So yeah, once you get all those popped out, very simple. The front ones are a little bit harder because of the position, but very simple. Or you can use the flathead screwdriver to pop them out. As you see, it just slides under, pop it out. Once you get all those out, put everything to the side so you don't lose anything. Next, we're going to take off this front piece right here. Right here, which you need star. So let's see what size this is. Too big. Find your right size. T15. Take it off. It's early in the morning. Still kind of tired. Trying to get this done before the heat comes today. Out here in Texas, it's supposed to be over 100 degrees today, so I'm ready to knock this out. So that's a size T15 to take those off. Take this and that just slides off. Put your bolts back in so you know where they go. Set them up top so you don't lose them. Next, that just pops up, slides off. And be careful not to scratch anything. I don't like scratching anything myself. I like it to look good, stay looking new. Now, so we got all this off. As you can see, plenty of work room. If you look down in, there's a cord right there. That's what we need to disconnect. Just feel, and your camera's right here, so just follow that cord and it appears to be going right here, right to the spot where you need it. Look in, so it's all the way right here. So just see if that's the right one, and it appears that it's not. So I'm gonna mess with this and try to figure that out and see where I need to go to get that, and then I'll be right back. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 bolts. Those are 10 millimeter. I already removed those. Just lift up. As you lift, you hear it pop, 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 and then the rest comes out. So as you can see, you got a little play, but that little play isn't enough because the camera is all the way in to the front. If you keep pulling, you're gonna crack your grill. So I'm trying to avoid having to take that whole front bumper off just to replace that camera. See if I can get you a view. So earlier I said that hose at the bottom was the camera. That line, that's not the camera. The camera is on the inside, and it's hard to see. It's hard to get a good view. It's right, if you can see, there we go. You see where that light, that's where your camera is, where I'm shining that light at the bottom. That's where the camera is. So that's where we want to get. And as you can see, even with the little play, my hand barely fits in there. The camera sits like this. There is 2 T15 bolts, one right here, one on that side holding that camera in, that we need to take apart. It's on both sides right here. So what we're gonna do, went to the store, I bought some extensions. I'm gonna build a piece. I'm not gonna use this because I came up with this part, but extension set has everything I need. I need a T15, and I built this with an extension on there as well, so hopefully this will reach. So I'm going to set this camera up and see if I can get in here and get this done without having to take off that whole bumper. So let's see how this goes. And again, you got to have patience when doing this because it's not always gonna go as planned. So let's hope it all works in your favor. Drop this down so we can watch while I perform these duties. Hopefully that works. So T15, drop that in. Now that's too big, so now I have to find a smaller piece. All right, I'm back. T20 is what I have. That's my setup. T15 was too small. I said that because that's the size that the other screws were. So looking on the inside, 1, 2, 3 between the second and third flap is where you want to put your driver, and it's kind of hard to see. I have a light shining in. There's 2 screws which are T20 that is holding the camera in. It's a small section, so sorry if y'all can't see that. Now you see that, you see my driver moving around. That's where the camera is. I'm on the back of the screw now, so just go ahead and screw it out. I already took one side off. I'm taking the other side out right now. See right here, that's where I'm at. And your camera pushes back, so this is gonna have to go backwards through the grill. So once that is unscrewed, I have it unscrewed, take it out. Important piece to have It's a magnet, because you don't want to lose those screws. You really need them. Drop that magnet in and grab that screw. And it's kind of hard because there's a cable that's holding it in. So what I'm gonna do is push that camera out. It's kind of hard to see. See my fingers right there at the bottom? That's where the camera is. So I'll push that camera out. I think I'm gonna pause this and get that other screw, because I think I have to push it up and then back to get it out. Camera's gone. I did this off the camera, so to make it easier, you got those flaps. I remove the first and second flap so my arm will be able to fit in there. I did that on both sides. I still ran into some issues with the camera. It goes right here. There's a bar, as you can see, this bar right here. The camera is right behind there. So I had some issues, but I did this off the camera. What I did was I pushed it through on the front grill. I pressed down on this bottom piece right here and pushed the camera through sideways. So the camera came, as you can see, is dangling. Now I just have to disconnect that power cable that's going to the camera, which was giving issues from being able to fall through that hole. So I'm going to disconnect that and I'll be right back. All right, unnecessary steps. I took the housing off, the back piece, disconnected the camera, also the two little screws, because I couldn't get it popped off. This was what was holding me up. As you can see, it has a lock right there, so it clamps on and locks, and you have to push that. Well, I couldn't get that undone, and luckily I stopped because I was prying it, and then finally it's a little latch right here that you push, and it finally unlocked. So I'm glad I stopped. Everything is good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get that new one installed. Inside view, no camera installed. That's how it looks without the camera. So go ahead and turn this off, get back to installation of the camera. All right, new camera, old camera. As you can see, the cracks on the lenses, no cracks. And from comparison, they're both the same as far as angles, grooves, holes. I did have to send my VIN number before I purchased the part, because some companies, once you install, there's no refunds on electrical components, or however you say it. So that was a plus. I had to make sure and check that. Now, here's the front where the camera will be going. It goes in right here. So the slope part will be on the bottom. The part with the two holes for the screws will go to the top because it screws in the back. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this to the side and get that camera dropped in. Hopefully I don't have as much issues as I did pulling it out. And pretty much you just reverse everything that you did. So I just connected the camera. What I'm gonna do go back to the inside and make sure that camera works. So start you up. Start it up. Got the hood open. Press the 360 view. And that camera we got action. Camera has a view. So camera's good. We can get it installed. Right here on the side, as you see, is black. That's because it's leaning down. So it's no big deal. You can see it right there. So the camera's good. We're gonna go ahead and finish putting it in. And again, remember it rotates, so that wire that connects to the camera rotates, so it's not a big deal. It moves as needed. So, all right. So I just put a piece of tape on the camera just so it don't get scratched while I'm installing it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over top, go on top and drop the camera in right here instead of going from the bottom, because it was real difficult and it feels like it'll just drop in right here connected from the top. So I'm gonna try that, see how it goes. Hopefully it don't take long. So a little tug, and you can see right here at the bottom it's pretty much in place. So just a little tug and it dropped right in. There you go. Camera's in place, drop right in. So now in place, you see the screw, the connection, the wire connection right there, which is this. It's kind of hard to get it in, but right there we go. That connects to the back of the camera right here at the top. So all we gotta do is connect that and screw it in, which will hold it in place, and that'll be a wrap. Definitely don't want to work on one of these again. So since that's in place, what I'm gonna do is peel my tape off, so when I screw it in place, none of that tape gets stuck. Now I'm having problems with that. So that's down. Make sure that tape ain't too sticky, because you seen I couldn't get it off. Yeah, so probably want to use painter's tape instead of this clear tape that I use for shipping, because it left a little adhesive around there, which is not a big deal.
because inside it's gonna be covered up. But like I said, I'd rather that than that lens get scratched. So yeah, that's all that's off. All that's off. Let's drop this in again. And it's no hassle because it just curves in. It just drops right in. There you go. Just like that. Dropped in. New camera. Now, to put that connection. When putting that connection, there's a lip that locks. So make sure that aligns perfect. You can just hold the camera on the side. Drop that cable in. Put it on, and again, it's a little hard because there's a bar right there behind it. That's what made it so difficult to get it off. But once it's in place, just it rotates. Once you feel you have it on, rotate it to the right position till those clips are interlocked, and it'll snap. It just snap. Once they're interlocked, it'll snap. And now camera's in place. It should be right there. Now we can come back and put those screws that we put aside. We need the T20. Two screws. I just dropped one. Two screws, T20, and your little connection that you made, your little hookup. So swap those out. Put the screws in your pocket if needed, if need be, if that makes it better. Now we're gonna screw those screws back in place. So I'm gonna rotate this camera a little bit so y'all can see what's going on from the other side. So now I'm just gonna be replacing my screws like they were before I took the camera out. So excuse me if you see my big head, but I'm trying to get this done. And keep that magnet handy just in case if you drop the screws. But hold your camera while trying to find your hole. That way your camera don't slide out of place, and it makes it easier for you to find the hole. So there's that first hole. I can hand screw that, so I'm screwing that in with my hand. Again, it's hard to see, but see my finger right here, I'm down in right there. Let me see if I can get you a view right there. Right down in, right here. It's hard to see. There's no room. The camera's right here. That's where I'm screwing in it. But go ahead and keep screwing that. Finish this video so I can speed up. Then show you the end result. Now, like I said, I did have to remove
the two flaps, I don't know what they're called, that covers the fan. It's in front of the radiator. I'll show y'all those once again when I finish doing this. But go to the other side, hold your camera, hold your screw as well. That way, yep, like that. That way you don't drop the screw. But that's what the magnet's for. Hopefully I can find this screw because the screw is needed. Alright, found that screw. Keep that magnet handy. Hold on to that screw. Hold your camera and hold the screw as you try to guide it in so you don't drop it like I just did. Once you find that hole, which is gonna be hard because of that angle, once you find that hole, got it. Once you find that hole, start hand tightening. Once you get it in, hand tighten a little bit. Now you can come back with your extension. Tighten both screws all the way up to hold that camera in place. Not too tight, just tighten it to where it won't turn anymore. So now both screws have been tightened. Camera is secure. Once you tighten those screws, shake it by hand from the back to make sure it don't move. It don't move from the front. I got a little residue from that tape on that camera, but I'm gonna remove that. So camera's installed, secure, brand new, just like the factory. That is a factory part, OEM. So now got that camera installed, I'm gonna go ahead and replace everything that I took apart. Which pretty much just reverse. Go backwards. This was from the old camera. This is trash. So the first thing that we need, first thing first, if you remember, we remove these flaps from the grill in the front. Right here and over here. So we're going to replace those first. Those are very important, can't forget those. We remove two on each side, so make sure you replace them the right way, same way you took them out. If you have a problem, just look at the others. Goes this way and they pretty much just pop right in. So you can see me while I do this. Like I said, they pretty much just pop right in. And it's flexible, so that's how I was able to get it out. So just pop one side in and you can actually bend them. Bend and push. So we got one in. Get the other. These grooves go towards the car. away from you. It's two sides. Pop this in, pop that in, and then bend it. And that's it. So got that side back installed. Like I said, easy to do. Two slots. Pop both of these in, then bend it in the middle to pop that other side. Now we're gonna do the opposite side. Hopefully that's a better view. We took off two of these as well. They're still hanging in, but I'm gonna remove them. So you can see, again, the grooves go that way, away from you. Two pieces, but on one side, both pieces don't slide in. It just hangs. So find out which is which. So the two pieces go in on this side. So we're just gonna slide this one in over here. Got a package, hold on. Okay, back. So get that going. Pretty simple. Slide it in the slot. And like I said, you can bend these, spin, it pops right in. Same thing, grooves away from you. Find the hole. And there's an addition for the hole. Stick slides right in the hole, bend. And there's two slots for the hole. Drop in. Now see, I missed that one, but just pop it back out. And just make sure I install it in that bottom one first. There we go, like that. Pops right in. So both of those are back installed like they're supposed to. Easy peasy. Those are done. Next, get all your tools out of the way. If you remember, we popped this out, so pop that back in place. Pop, that's good. 4 points of contact where that locks in place, so that's good. Come back over here. Make sure you have everything back where you put it, where it came from. Once you're sure that everything is where it should be, get your cover, bring your cover back, and position that to the place where it's supposed to be. But before that cover, we just pop the grill back in place. Remember, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. Get your 6 screws. They're 10mm. Put those back in. Not too tight, because this is a impact drill. All right, so the flaps for the fan back in place, the grill clamped on, locked in place, the 6 screws to hold the grill in place has been put back on. So now put that cover. Line it up. The cover should drop right in place. Remember, we had those, I don't know what those called, those lock screws. Easy to put back in. Put in the hole. Make sure it's in the open position. It just pops right in. Again, open position. You have trouble, just get your tool and it pops it up. It should, at least. There you go. In open position, just pop them in. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 total, so we're missing one. There we go, 9 total. I have them all at the open position. As I said, those are pretty easy to take out and put back in. Just press them down. And that's locked in place. Now, the next piece is the hood release right here. Remember, we put that up there and left those screws in there just in case, so we wouldn't lose them. So now we're gonna install that back. Easy to put back on. It slides right on there. If you remember, it took a T15. We set it aside when we took that latch off. So hold it, screw it back on. 2 bolts. And that's it. Everything has been replaced to the original setting as it was, like we got it from the factory. As you can see, we just installed the front camera on a 2023 Tahoe RST. OEM camera, might I add. Job is complete. Before we step out and call it a day, check that camera one more time. See how it looks. Go ahead, start it up. Hood's open because we're working on it. Go ahead, press that 360 camera button. Come over, look at your camera. Brand new. Now, I just noticed this. I did say that was black earlier because the camera was hanging down, but from what it looks like, I'm gonna change to the side view. I think that's just the side camera because I have the door open. Yep, see, just closed the door and that went away. So ignore what I said earlier. That was just because I had the door open. Open the door, it blacks out, close it. Good, so the camera's good, clear as day. Mission complete. Front camera installed, 2023 Tahoe RST. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.